Time to bring in Dennis Gartman, editor and CEO of the Gartman Letter. Dennis, you had been bearish. You'd say, look, don't buy stock, get out of some of the stocks that you own. You were saying that until, what, about a week ago, but you've changed your mind. Tell us all about it.
Yeah. When the facts change, one has to change. John Maynard Keynes made that famous statement when he was asked one time he had been bearish of a stock. He turned and became bullish. Somebody asked him why he changed, and he said the facts had changed. The facts here in the United States seem to have changed on Friday. Right into the non-farm payrolls number, I was very bearish of stocks, but when Mr. Powell made his statements in that now famous panel that he held with Dr. Yellen and Dr. Bernanke on Friday, that the Fed may in fact consider no longer running down its assets, no longer allowing the adjusted monetary base to continue to decline. At that point, to me, the facts had changed, and you couldn't be short of stocks. I'm not overtly bullish yet. I haven't bought any. I'm long some energy. I'm long some banks, but I'm also short the market. I'm beta neutral. I trade only my own accounts, so I have my own money at risk. And right now, I'm as neutral as can be. Any further weakness, and I'm going to be a buyer.
Any further weakness? So if we get another dip, you'd be a buyer at that point. Okay.
Not a question. I shall be, yes.
Okay. Does the government shutdown hurt the market the longer it drags on?
Oh, not a question. It does. It's deleterious to the economy. I see it here living in southern Virginia in Hampton Roads, which is a Navy area where we have the Newport News shipbuilding. We're seeing a slowdown. There's no question about that. And as long as it drags on, it has a deleterious impact on us, on San Diego, on Bremerton, Iowa, on Pascagoula, Mississippi. It will be detrimental to the economy, and it also disturbs the psychology of the country in general. So it cannot be supportive, and something has to be done to stop the shutdown to get everybody back to work. That will be helpful.
That would be a declaration of national emergency. I mean, if the president makes that declaration and then signs a spending bill and opens up the government again, then you got what you want.
As somebody from the far right, I fear government doing exactly that. I'm really not in favor of a declaration of a crisis. 9/11 was a crisis. The war in Iraq was a crisis. I'm really not convinced that this meets crisis material yet. Yes, there are the problems with the people coming over the border are detrimental, are serious. But I worry about what sort of precedent it sets, what becomes the next crisis in the future. And I'm not a great fan of the expansion of presidential power.
Okay. You know, Dennis, you're a big hitter on Wall Street. You have some clout. You do. You may just have moved the market, because when we started this interview, the Dow was down. Not much, but it was down. Now we're up about 14 points. Do you want to take some credit for moving the market?
Not really. I'll give you credit more than I will give myself that. I think people would probably scoff at me saying that I was bullish of stocks rather than being supportive of the market.
Well, I'm the guy
I've been around a long time.
I got to tell you, Dennis, I'm the guy who's gung-ho to declare a state of emergency, get the government back in business, and let's get on with things. That's where I'm coming from. Last word to you.
Well, I understand that, but again, I'm always concerned about the expansion of presidential power. I'm a believer in limited government and small government in most instances, and I just fear what sort of precedent this sets for the future.
Okay. All right, Dennis, come back again soon, please. Love to have you again. Thank you very much, Dennis.
Thanks, my friend.